Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big Mike here. Man, what a crazy weekend. Didn't end the way we thought it was going to, but we made it home safe from Tenkiller. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I had a great time. And see, I'm an extrovert. Terrie, a little bit introvert, but we're trying to break her out of her shell, trying to get her on more videos, but she loves going to meetups. And Tenkiller is by far an awesome place to go for a meetup. Got to see a lot of good people there. Some people I didn't know. I didn't even think that was possible. But we had a great time. All in all, it was a great time. It wasn't freezing cold. We did get a little bit of rain. But, the temperatures was good. You had to put a light jacket on in the evening. But, man, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, the most exciting thing that I got to do was I got to meet Paul Case's handler, aka his wife. Okay. And she told me the truth. She told me all about Paul Case. Okay. And so some of that I'm going to keep close hold. Some of that I'm going to rib him with when I see him, either on here or at another meetup or an event or whatever. But I got the dirt on Paul Case. So, and he did give me a pen. I don't know what I did with it, but I think I pried open something with it, and it worked really well. And it's a good writing pen. Got a lot of stuff from the giveaway. Or people just bringing stuff and giving it to us. Now, I will tell you, Kevin over at Camping Cage Free, he did give me this. See if I can get this. First, I thought he was, wanted an engagement or something, but that wasn't the case. And he gave me this silver coin. September 11th, 2001 coin. Don't know if you can see it, where they put the flag up where the Twin Towers fell, the firefighters and first responders and stuff. And I thank him for that. I'm going to put that up on the shelf there with our memorabilia. So, I want to thank him for that. That was pretty special that he gave me that. James Hall. Let me tell you about James Hall, y'all. He's full of nuts. Or is he nuts? Full of nuts. But he gave away gallon bags of pecans, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to tell you something. It was actually packed full. So Terrie and I have been snacking on these. I told Terrie, I said, hey, now you can make some homemade pecan pie. She looked at me in front of everybody there. You can't have that. You're diabetic. And I said, that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to keep working on her, and I'm going to get my pecan pie. So that was awesome, and I thank you, James Hall, for that. Boy, he brought quite a few, and he gave them away. Now, during the giveaway, Terrie, what did I win? I won this. This is what Big Mike won. It's one of those cool cloths. So I guess you get it damp, snap it. You can wrap it around or put it on your head, and it keeps you cool. So I got that for the mowing season here in Oklahoma. And then Terrie, she won. What did she win? She won this necklace set. See if I can even get this thing out. It was a necklace. Yeah, it's a necklace and earring set that she got from Evelyn Newman. Yeah, one of them going out type things. So Terrie got that. She also got an electric gooseneck kettle. She won that as a giveaway prize. Okay. And I think she won something else, but I don't really remember. Because I was mad because I want a cooling cloth, Oh man, there was one guy that took Lindsay. If you don't know Lindsay over from Into the Mist, last year and the year before or something, she won. I mean, it was every time we turned around. I think she won like 6 or 7 prizes at the meetup. So there was one gentleman there. I think he came with Duncan's or he came with Jack the Dyers over at Dyer Family Farm. And yeah, he had his kids when they were giving the kids prizes. He won there. He was winning those. Every kid got something, and that was pretty cool. Hey, Joe, fixing for you. Rebecca, how you doing? Got to see Rebecca at the meetup. Got to see Ronald at the meetup. I was hoping to see Ginger Snap and Joe, but that's a long ride from Georgia. Hey, look who's down here. I don't even know how long he's been down in the basement. Okay, but I'm gonna bring him up anyway. Hey, Johnny.
Morning.
Yep. Hey, and speaking of Dyers, I only took a few stickers. I think 3. I took 3 stickers because I have everybody's sticker, and I didn't want to just waste them and throw them in a drawer. So I got Texas Raiders. I got Evelyn Newman's new sticker. That's her new sticker, or her first sticker. So I got that one. And of course, Dyer Family Farms, I got theirs. And so we take magnet paper and we peel the sticker off, put it on the magnet paper, and cut around the outside. So if you've got one of these little tricky things like Dyer's has right here with all the little edges, or the hardest one is the state of Arkansas. When they put their sticker on or their logo on the state of Arkansas, all that cutting and stuff like that around that with the magnet paper. But we put them on our freezer. We have a big double wide refrigerator. It's about 4 or 5 foot wide, and it's a freezer and a refrigerator, and then you put them together and slide them into something in the kitchen. But we have it's over halfway full from top to bottom with people's stickers that we put on magnet paper, just in case. Hey, the freezer goes out. You don't want to peel all those things off or you lose them. We can just take the magnet off and put them on a new refrigerator or whatever we want to do in the future. So, yeah. But I will tell you, we wanted to get there on Thursday at the Tenkiller Meetup, but where we rent our travel trailer, because we don't want to buy a travel trailer yet. We're still looking, but so we rent them. It's relatively cheap. It's $134 a weekend for the one we rent that we pull behind our Jeep. So that wasn't available. So we stayed at the lodge, and but it was okay. The lodge is okay. Couple of things didn't go right, but other than that, figuring out the lock on the door, it took both me and Terry our IQs to get the damn door open, but we got it open. So we did that. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say start off at the get-go. All in all, great meetup. Had a great time. Again, got to meet new people that I've never met before. And I was shocked that I've never even heard of their channel. In fact, we had one couple started a channel on site, during the meetup. It was awesome. But anyway, I got Johnny up here. What's that?
I said figuring it out with catfish.
Figuring it out with catfish. That's right. Yeah, I got you. I can tell your voice is about to go.
It's been going all weekend.
Yeah. But I will tell you this episode of Morning Talk with Mike, if you've seen the thumbnail with me sporting Danny on the t-shirt, and I got Miss Gillum Farm, Christine Miss Gillum Farm's hat on, and I got my Tenkiller shirt that I didn't get to wear on Sunday, which I was going to, so I could get breakfast all over it. Kind of like my other shirts when I got my meals on those. See, Terry, I'm going to say this right now. Terry has boobs and she catches food. I got a belly and I catch food. So, yeah, that's where the stain usually goes, right about here when it falls out of my mouth or whatever. But I'm going to tell you, I got Johnny up here. So we want a big shout out to Gillum Farms and everybody in the support staff that put on this meetup. I don't know everybody. I know Dale and Lisa over at 9 Acre Family Farms. I know it's Angie and Tony over at our cabin in the woods. I know it's Jesse and Lisa from Lazy Days Ahead. And who else, Johnny?
Evelyn Newman. And then we've got the Leonard Mountain Homestead. And we had Ginger and Joey.
The clan.
Yeah.
Clan from the mountain.
We had the family reunion out there. And then we had Ginger and Joey of Not For Nothing Homestead and Joe Fix It For You. They were on panel. And then Tony of Creekside Chronicles was also on panel because he did the service on Sunday out there via long distance, of course. And we got all that taken care of, and it was really, really nice. We tried to have it on a screen, a projector. Jesse worked on that all the night before on Saturday night, making sure it all worked. And then we got up the next morning and realized, hey, sun, so the sun was out and blaring and Sunday morning, and we couldn't see the him on the projector. So everybody just got their phones out. We had the Chronicles playing through the, what do you call that? The karaoke machine.
Yep.
And so everybody could hear it real good, and everybody was on their phones, and they were, commenting on their phones, and it was really nice. It was really nice.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Hey, I'm going to tell you, you guys showed up, on Thursday to start doing the setup and getting things in order and making sure everything was there and stuff like that. And quite a few people showed up on Thursday. Yeah. We normally show up on Thursdays to meetups because I love the pre-party and the socializing before the meetup starts and to help out and stuff like that. Yeah. So you guys did that, but you guys had a dinner at the world famous. Now, when we talk about world famous, that's Tahlequah is in its own world, so that's world famous. But
No, it's out there. It's out there. I'm telling you. I get people from other countries asking me about Jose's because it's
Really?
on my videos. Right. It's world
Well, that's
famous.
one.
So
There you go. Going global.
But anyway, yeah, we went to Jose's on Thursday. We had probably 24, 25 people go eat on Thursday.
Wow, that many
at
people.
Jose's. And then on Friday, we had 58 people go eat at the restaurant.
You
Where
couldn't
we had
hear yourself think in that place.
Huh?
You couldn't hear yourself think in that place. Everybody talking, having a great time, socializing.
Yeah.
And those two ladies, those poor two waitresses, they put up with a lot.
Hey, they put up with a lot, but I think they did well. I really do, because they did very well. For a Friday night, they made bank.
Yeah.
I know for a fact they made quite a bit of bank from our way.
I want to thank all you YouTube tippers out there. Thank you for supporting those gals. They had to call in wait staff to help out and everything like that, and they did a phenomenal job.
They did.
And the catfish, oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes, the catfish was amazing. That's what I had. And a lot of people had the all-you-can-eat catfish, and I just had the catfish platter.
Yeah.
And the catfish platter was plenty. And I only think Jack Dyer, unless you did, is the only one I knew of that got extra catfish on the all-you-can-eat.
Well, my eyes were, or my belly was bigger than my eyes or my brain. And I seen the platter and I'm going, man, but you can get all you can eat for $20.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to tear that thing up. Man, by the time I got done with the catfish and all the fixings and everything like that, and then I said, I kind of feel like there's a little room inside my belly. I could go for some more catfish. And Terrie leans back like this and she goes, oh my gosh, I'm full. And I look over there and she still has two big old fillets left. And I said, well, you're not going to eat that? I said, there's starving kids in East LA. And she goes, mail it to them. Okay. I said, no. I reached over and I got it. And then that topped me off. And I said, I can't eat no more. But yeah, I should have got the platter. Yeah, it was like $4 cheaper, but at the time I was hangry.
Yeah.
But that platter was like this big and it was just piled up. But
yeah,
we had a good time.
Yeah, that place changed hands, and they've really done a lot of good with that little restaurant right there, and we just wish it was kind of open on Sunday, because we went to Big Red last night again, because Jesse and Lisa were still down there, and we had to go pick up the rental car. We had to go pick that up, and Big Red stays open till 10 o'clock on Sunday night.
Really?
On Sunday night, they stay open till 10 p.m. So we were there till about 9:30 last night at Big Red. So,
wow.
But yeah, it was great. And I'm glad I'm liking hearing your take on everything. So carry on.
So what was your, now I will tell you that in the middle of the night, Terrie started coughing, and she coughed until she made herself throw up almost. And then she just started going downhill. And I said, no, do you want to go? She goes, you just take me home. Because Terrie's one of those people, she wants to be isolated when she's sick, but she caught something or whatever the case was, but she's still in bed now. And she stayed, she napped all day yesterday, and she just has no energy or nothing like that. But so I brought her home. So I apologize. We couldn't make the Sunday breakfast. We were looking forward to that. So I packed her up and took her home. And I found out that a hotel doesn't have somebody there all night long. They don't come in until 8 o'clock in the morning. So we sat there and waited till 8. She goes, "Oh, you could have left the keys in the room." I'm going, "Okay, could have done that." Because it's a hotel. It's one of the few hotels that still have keys for the doors and stuff like that. So we figured, and I didn't see a drop box. I said, "Y'all need a drop box." She goes, "You can just leave it in the room." And I said, "Oh, we didn't know that." She goes, "The lady was supposed to tell you that." I said, "Well, she didn't tell us." But yeah, and then we went to the gas station. Going out, we stopped off at the Outpost. I wanted coffee for the ride home, and they don't open till 9 on Sundays. And so we went down to the dinosaur one. I don't know what they call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were open, and we got coffee there, and then we headed straight home. So apologize for that. But what was the biggest improvement from year one last year to this year that you think, hey, we learned all this stuff from last year? Did we implement those things this year? Did it go a little bit smoother? Because I remember last year, Johnny, you never stopped.
You're right.
Okay.
None of us ever stopped. It was continuous. But this year we laid it back. We said we wanted it to be more Pine Cone Fest, and
laid back.
We reeled it back a lot. We didn't have raffles. We didn't have different people going around doing different selling raffle tickets, having the Blackstone raffle where everybody came up, having the we had face painting last year. We had just a lot of things, and we found out that really we didn't need that. And I heard your comments earlier about your winning a cooling towel thing. Every adult won something, someone too. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest improvements was Jesse brought that wheel, and we spun that wheel, and we would pull the ticket out. They would win whatever the prize was. I would put the ticket in a little container there, and then we would pull another one, and we would pull in because we knew we had enough gifts for everybody in that whole crowd.
Yeah.
So we gave everybody something, and then we threw them all back in, and about another quarter of the crowd got another gift. So and on the kids, I don't know of any kid that didn't get at least 3 items. At least.
There you go.
At least. And you were talking about that one guy kept coming up and getting the kids. That's because Old Pecan
He must have had a herd of kids, though.
No, Old Pecan Homestead took all of their kids and went somewhere. They went to Redfern, and they gave all their tickets to that guy. So we're talking,
that's who.
So that's why that guy kept. And finally, that guy goes.
Yeah.
He goes. I think it was. Let me see. It was. Somebody in the chat help me out here. Was it? I'm trying to remember. Somebody help me out in the chat. I know somebody was there. Amy, somebody out there to help me out with who that was that had the Robbie of
Ronnie
of what's that channel called? I hate it. I can't remember anything. I turned 60. I can't remember anything. The wild Huckleberry. The
The
wild
wild
huckleberry.
huckleberry.
Yes, the
Okay.
wild huckleberry. Okay, so
Yeah.
he had all of the old pecan homestead's kids. So he kept, and finally he just quit. He just quit.
Yeah.
He goes, draw again, because man, all those kids had at least 3. And
Yeah.
there was no crying. The kids never cried this year at all because everybody got plenty of stuff. They were running around.
And what I thought was absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. You did the kids giveaway, and then Jesse goes like this. He takes the mic, he puts it down, he goes, y'all listen. He goes, the kids are over there playing with their new whatever they got, and now the parents can relax and enjoy each other's company, and the kids were off playing with whatever they got. And it was like Christmas for the kids. I'd seen so many bubbles flying in the air from the gifts and stuff like that. And I said, man, that was perfect. Get the kids out the way, give them their prizes. They'll go play with them. And now the parents can enjoy the rest of the giveaway. And you can actually see when they call your number instead of, mama, 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 being an ex little person's parent. I wanted to change my name from daddy to something else after I raised the kids. So yeah, I get it. I want to say hello to Bayou Back 40.
Yeah, they were there.
We've been directing people over to your channel to support you guys. I know you went in at 56. The last thing, I think I'm subscribers at Mr. MT Homestead number 78. So a lot of people has gone over there to support your channel. We want to continue to support your channel, get you rolling. I think I watched like 4 or 5 of your videos. So it's good channel, guys. I'm going to tell you something. Old girl as country as you can get. Absolutely love her. And then who else is in here? There's Heartland. Hardneck. Got to see Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy brought her friend Connie.
Yeah.
And Connie gave me this gigantic hat pin. I was sporting that one. Gave one to Terry. Wendy gave away peach saplings.
Yep, she did.
And we're going to be planting that one into a pot because we got deer everywhere out here. We don't want it to get eaten down like a weed. So we're going to plant that and grow it out and then transplant it. We got a place we want to put that peach tree. So thank you, Wendy. She blessed quite a few people with those things. There's Not For Nothing Homestead. Greg and Gina, welcome in. Joe Fix It For You. Again, Rebecca Touched by Yarn. I didn't get to see Ronald after the incident, but I seen you went live and I seen him sitting there. So he survived.
Yeah. Yep.
That fall.
No long-term anything. No broken anything. No, just I think Rebecca said he's starting to look like a raccoon a little bit right now.
Yeah.
No long-term anything. So Ronald was in really good spirits. He was
always good to see Ronald.
They were there all day Sunday, and until they left. But so yeah, they were back.
There's Heartland headquarters with Dink and Tang. That's Tamara and David. Welcome in. There's Ralph at Webb's Web. Thanks for coming in. Bayou Back 40. Good to see y'all. Miss Arlene's here. Karen Breast. Welcome in. RD Mashal. Okay, welcome into you. There they are, Rhonda Dodson.
Howdy, howdy.
Her husband's new channel is... Come on with the catfish.
Oh, I said it earlier.
Figuring it out with catfish.
Yeah, figuring it out with catfish. That's right.
There you go.
I subbed to him as soon I go. They had a thing on their phone, which was one of those where you can scan it. So I scanned the phone, and that's how it popped up on my. So I'm locked in now. I've actually already watched their. They made 2 shorts since they did that, so I watched both of them.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Figuring it out with catfish.
There's the Bud Files. Welcome in, guys. Oh, you get down here. Duncan Family Farm. It was good to see them.
Yep. Duncan. There was a.
Boy, he's a handful. He's a handful of man, isn't he?
There was
don't let him bear hug on you guys, because he'll break something.
He'll. There was an episode at the restaurant with Duncan family, and he will know exactly what I'm talking about because I saw Paul Case's video last night, and it's the Don't Care video. If you remember the Don't Care episode.
Yeah.
They went on and on about that all weekend long.
There's Farm All Fanatics in here. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm gonna preface that by saying what it was about was he said something to the waitress about he had given the waitress such a hard time. It was all in fun, but he's a kid. He is a real big kidder. And he had given her a hard time, and he said, "Well, I've got a channel too." And she goes, "I don't care."
Yeah. Hey, making it home. I hope, Lauren, you are feeling better. She wanted to be at that meetup so bad, and she came down and she had a temperature, and because I remember her last live, she wasn't feeling well on the live either. So she went down for the count and couldn't make it. Hopefully she can make Mid-America so we can all see her and Joel. And just prayers that you get better. Connie said, "Thank you so much for making her feel welcome." Yeah. She had a great time. Well, we had a great time visiting with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Her and Wendy were a hoot.
Yeah.
Can I talk about this or something real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. The weather. Guys, the weather was really, really good.
Yeah.
Jesse and Lisa were down there from Tuesday on. There was one instance of about a 35 to 40-minute rain on Saturday, and we had a slight amount of wind coming in ahead of it. So we put up some tarps all along the west side of the shelter to keep any rain from blowing into the shelter. I mean, it was the crew just got together and we just knocked it out real quick. And so everybody stayed high and dry. We had plenty of, shelters. We had those easy ups everywhere. We had all kinds of stuff like that. And that's the only instance of rain that we had. We had no severe weather. As we were there, the lake just kept dropping. As a matter of fact, all the roads were opened up on Sunday through the park. And Opecon Homestead, Dakota and Shaylin, their kids, they went down to the lake Saturday night, and they caught from the bank with rod and reel, just sitting out there from about 8 o'clock till midnight. They caught an unbelievable haul of big catfish.
Yeah. One was 20 pounds.
Yeah, they caught a 20-pound flat. That was one of the little boys caught a 20-pound flathead.
Yeah.
They caught a lot of big blues. They caught channel cat. But I'm telling you, I went over there and I was like, and wow,
Yep.
They were near the boat ramp when they caught them.
Yeah.
And so Tenkiller is an amazing fishing, lake, because that's the second time that Dakota and them have come down there, and the second time that they've made a pretty good haul out of that lake.
Were they by the ramp over on the peninsula?
No, there's a ramp. There's what we used to call the old boat ramp. Used to go straight out from that peninsula. Like that's the old boat ramp, and then the new boat ramp is the one over there by the dock, the little dock that's out there.
Yeah.
So he said he was just left of the dock and the boat ramp right there. So, but I tell you what, it was, he brought them up there, and I was on a live, and I went over there and I showed all those catfish, and I was like, wow.
And I think Opa Khan posted a short of him actually hauling those up to the flatbed to throw them on the back of the flatbed.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen that, go over there and check out Opa Khan Homestead and look at their shorts on their catfish haul.
Right.
Man, it was good to see them. It's always to get, I call her the deer slayer, and he and Dakota is I'm going to sit with the kids so they can get theirs. While Mama's out there harvesting meat for the family and stuff like that. So I always tease them about that. But it was good to see Opa Khan Homestead there at the meetup. Rebecca says Ronald is doing great since he face planted on the concrete. Thank you, Rebecca, for that update. Everybody else has been calling it an incident. Big Sister just says face plant. Okay. There's Martez Yarn and Craft. Hello. Welcome in. And if you went to the meetup and you want to talk about the meetup, just click that link at the top. Come on up. There's Eric at Rainy Ridge, and we can talk about your experience. Everybody's welcome to come up. It's just not, I'm afraid. Put some makeup on your face or throw a hat on it and get up here and let's talk. There's Tony at Our Cabin in the Woods. Good to see him and Angie. I got to sing my Angie song to her a couple of times. And I'm going to tell you something. Good thing about meetups is the socializing. The socializing aspect of it is what it's really all about. It's great to see people. It's great to see the people that you watch, but it's even better going to a meetup and getting down and dirty with them and actually talking about stuff and getting to know who they are behind away from the camera and stuff like that. And that's what Terry and I talked about for Mid-America and we didn't have, we didn't want the whole classes and speeches and things like that anymore, like we did the first time, because everybody had their input and we want to do this, we want to do that and all that. I just want a place where it's a combination of really socializing, exploring the area that you're in, wherever a meetup happens. Look at the tourism bureau. I mean, that's why we do Facebook with the event. So we got the links for the tourism bureau, restaurants in the area, historical sites, blah, blah, blah. Get to know the area that you're in so you're not just bound by, hey, there's a class at 2:00. There's a class at 3:00. I got to go over here. It's like a weekendcation, if you will, with like-minded people. Instead of going someplace where you don't know anybody, you're going to a place where, hey, at least I've seen them and I know who they are, and just get to know them. And I encourage subscribers to come there and meet people and socialize and build that bond with the channels that you like. Hey, and meet new channels. And that's what it's all about. I mean, I can sit in a chair and just talk to people, or grab a fishing rod if you want, put up a drone and fly it around and film and stuff like that. And I think that's what people really want. If you want to go to an expo,
Right.
want to learn something, go to an expo because they're out there. But if you just want to go there and meet people and relax and collect stickers and all that kind of stuff, meetups is where it's at. Okay. Yes. There's a big difference between a meetup in my mind and an expo. Okay. So, because we have them here, we have Okie Homesteading Expo. Now we have the Rendezvous Homesteaders Expo in McAllister. So there's two big ones here. You've got the one in Virginia, Homesteaders Expo. Which one's that? Ozark. Yep, the expo at the Ozark. There's one down in Gulf Coast expo that they have. They're all over the place. So choose what you want to do. If you want your kids to have fun and you want them to run and play, and while you're meeting people and having a good time, meetups is where it's at. And that's what we want to do. I just posted a current schedule of events on the Facebook page. So you can go up there and see what's happening from the 15th, the 16th, 17th, and the 18th. And in between all that, mostly it's about eating. It's about eating on the schedule, the giveaway. Other than that, you got free time. Bring a boat, go fishing, bring your rods and reels, have your fun, and do you, okay, with like-minded people around and stuff like that. So
exactly.
Hey, I don't know how long he's been down there, but he was lurking. Okay, good. It's funny. I'm looking straight at the screen, and you think I would look down just a hair, right?
It was just a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How's it going? How you doing, Johnny?
Good.
Oh, I'm doing good.
Did you have fun? I know you worked as a short order cook there for a while.
Yeah. We had a blast. Yeah. First thing, Christine come up before we left. Are you coming back next year? And I said, heck yeah, we'll be back every year. We like it. We have a good time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
All
the meetups are a lot of fun. We're looking forward to the Mid America meetup. We're going to be at that one, and we're going to be there on Thursday. And I think, are you guys going to be there Thursday too, Tony?
I think we're supposed to be. We're just running out of people to watch everybody and watch the animals. I get someone to cover one day like I did this week, so we'll be fine.
Yeah. What we do is I took one of those. If you go to like Atwoods or someplace, they have those big storage tubs. They're white and they have the lid that has that little tab where you can lock it in, and it has the handles that lock up. And what we did for our chickens, I went and I bought those little round feeder things, and all I do is I put that on a block. I tie the handles up so in case the wind comes, it doesn't tip over. And I fill that thing up and we got 44 chickens in there eating. So I fill that thing up for them. I put 2 big rubber waterers in there. I said, y'all can survive for a weekend. Okay. And then our rooster pens, we do the same thing. The quail, we have a big feeder and water for them in there. And then the rabbits, we do the same thing. And because
Hi, Amy.
they're going to survive. I mean, and we had 5 tornado warnings and watches while we were at there. And down here in McAllister, I mean, all heck was breaking loose. Ada got hit again with a tornado, and they're 26 miles away, 27 miles away from us. And so we did have touchdowns over here. But what are you going to do? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know, I told Terry, I said, you know what? She goes, well, you know, the only thing I worry about is the coyotes. And you know what? When we go to bed at night, that's when the coyotes go shopping. Okay. And if they're going to get in there, they're going to get in there. And we've done everything humanly possible. And the chickens will survive in a run because we free range our chickens. Every single day they get out. And they'll survive in that 30, 40-foot run we got for them until we get back. So, and then we drop our dogs off at the daycare. So our dog Freya, we talked about that. She's doing okay. We'll pick her up at noon today, bring her home. She had a seizure. It was a seizure that from getting overexcited to the point where she just collapsed. She was so excited to go to the daycare. And she does that every time. And then she lost 10 pounds. So that was good. And she was but she's going to be okay. I know some people were worried about that. And Terry was, when I just look at Terry, when the vet called Terry about that, we had dropped her off. We went to breakfast. We're heading to Tenkiller. I could just see Terry's eyes watering up. I go, who is she talking to? I'm thinking, is that her mom? If, you know, something happened to our daughter or her kids. And it was Freya. So, but she's doing good.
It's good. With our animals, I have self feeders already for the chickens. It'll last them about a month to feed and water. They're tied into the house water. But it's the goats and the pigs the goats can probably, I could throw a bale of hay out there and they'll be fine, but it's the pigs. I made a automatic pig feeder for Sophie as a test. She don't know how to stop eating. She just eat a full bag of feed a day, and I can't do that. 6 pounds. So they do make automatic feeders, but I just ain't going to spend that kind of money to have a feeder like that. So anyway, but you do got to have people watching the animals anyway during the week.
Tony, let me ask you a question about that deal. Could you use a deer feeder for the pigs?
Well, see, I might be able to. I don't know how much feed can you program how much?
You can program that thing to feed. You can feed all of it. Have that thing in one day if you want to.
Right.
What I have done is I've taken a spin deer feeder and I put a piece of 4-inch PVC or 6-inch PVC over the bottom of it so that it didn't just fling it out there.
Right.
And what it does is it just drops straight down. And you can hang that like above the pig pen somehow, you know, however you want to do it. I mean, you could even take your tractor out there and hang the loader up over the fence and hang that thing from the loader, have it drop the feed straight down into your pig's feeder. And whenever it slings, it hits the side of it and just drops straight down. That thing will feed up to 30 seconds at a time, 12 times a day. And that's a lot of feed.
Yeah.
So
I've got 2 pigs, so I would probably make it as a joining fence. It just drop and hit the ground in that area. They don't go to the bathroom in there. I see everybody throw the pig feed on the ground. I don't. I've got feeders. I like to keep it clean for them to eat.
Yeah.
But I can do it. But I hear that may be something to do.
That will work. And then, of course, you got your barrel feeders with the nipples, and, you know, and of course, you got automatic feeders, or waters.
Yeah.
You can, if you don't have that kind of stuff and you're needing to leave your pigs, you can get the 55-gallon barrels and put the nipples on the bottom of them and strap those dudes down to something. That's what ours drank out of all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a way of doing it. And those feeders, I get them cheap at the auction, by the way, guys.
I tell you what, you have a lot of auctions up there in that area, and up here, down here, they used to. Now they're actually going to online auction.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if I would ever buy anything online because you're already. But a lot of times you go to these auctions, if you don't look it over well, you're going to buy a piece of crap. And if it's online and you can't put your hands on it and look at it,
they let you go there like a day before, 2 days before, but you've got to remember so much stuff. And then it comes up on the screen. You're like, man, did I see that? I may want that. And then you don't know what it is because you really didn't notice it the first time.
I scored some really cool wheel chalks from an auction from a guy right here. This guy right here went to an auction. We went to the same auction. I'm not going to say he went with me. We came to the same auction. He bought a set of wheel chalks. I videoed it for the camper, and then he's got spread axles on his camper. So the wheel chalk, these awesome wheel chalks he bought won't work on his camper because they won't spread wide enough because they go between the tires and spread out. And so
they
you know what
it?
I scored this weekend? Yeah. Huh?
What's that?
You take your gun, your impact, your electric impact, you just, and it
opens up.
They open up and just they match between the two tires in the middle. And
they're there too. They're heavy duty.
They're heavy duty.
I remember when they were auctioning off, and the guy said, I think it started out like at $20 or whatever.
It started off at $10.
and the guy was saying, and I even said $10 right away because I know I've done it before. Bid what you're going to max going to be, and you can walk or buy it. Johnny goes, you probably could have got that for $5. I bought it.
No, I said $2.
Yeah, two. But anyway, but now Johnny has them, and they fit his perfect.
Yeah, they fit mine.
I think that right there is an awesome thing. The wheel spreader, it's for a chalk for a travel trailer. And the other one is a dog bone. They're made out of aluminum. And all you have to do is, like, if you have a flat tire on one of your travel trailer tires, you can put it at the bottom, and then you can either back it or roll it forward. It lifts that tire and both axles off so you can change the tire. No more jacks on a trailer for me. Never again. So, especially if you're out on the highway somewhere.
Yeah. Another thing to carry with you out on the highway if you're pulling a multi-axle trailer is a really heavy duty ratchet strap.
Yeah.
Because you can, if you for some reason your spare is flat, Dale, if you're out there in the chat, if your spare is flat, you can just use that ratchet strap and crank everything up, and you can continue on down the road.
Well, Dale's was a single axle.
Yeah, I know it was, but I'm just saying.
I hear you.
It was.
Oh, you mean his pop up when he had the blowout from?
Yeah. I was just using it.
Yeah, we snuck up on him, and I'm going, was that Dale and Lisa? And so we got it. Finally went over and backed all the way back down there, and then of course Old Pecan Homestead, they pulled over. We're all taking the same route home, and so he had more help than he needed. So, and the next thing I know, he got him a new trailer. He goes, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, they got him a trailer.
Plus, I'm going to tell you something. I know people are buying those crank up trailers, those pop up trailers and stuff like that, and they're tearing them down and rebuilding them because once they get old, they just start going downhill. But for me, I need a hard side trailer. That's just me. And because we've been in some storms.
Yeah.
Okay. We've been in some storms at meetups and vacations and stuff like that. So I'm just sold on the hard side. And if I had my rathers, I mean, I'd like to have a fifth wheel. But with a fifth wheel comes the expense of something to pull that fifth wheel. So we're really looking into these things called ultralights. They make these ultralights that an SUV can pull, and it's only got like maybe 4,000 or like 1 ton tongue weight. So you can pull it with an SUV. They're so balanced, on the two wheels. That is really light on the trailer and stuff like that, or the SUV, because I really don't want to invest. Come on, a new truck is a mortgage payment. You know what I mean?
That's why you buy an old truck.
Exactly. But then,
Come look
well,
at
then
me.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Like a guy told me, he says, yeah, you can do that, but you don't know how the previous owner really treated that truck and how long you're going to have with that truck. If you're pulling a fifth wheel, that's a lot of weight to go up and down the highways, and you want to go traveling all the time because we're retired. But you can do that. But he said why he buys a new truck is because he can afford it, obviously, is that number one, the warranty on the truck. Okay. If something happens to it, he can get it fixed. If you buy a used truck, everything's coming out of your pocket anyway, because if your insurance won't cover just because you're hauling something and your engine blows in your vehicle, it doesn't work that way. And that's sad because now you have to go out and get these warranties, and half of these warranty companies are a bunch of crap anyway.
A lot of companies show servicing
because people that are dealing with these people, and they're saying, we spend all this money on extended warranty and stuff like that, and you're fighting tooth and nail to get stuff fixed. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I got a little bit of a different take on it. I can fix a lot of truck for a truck payment a month.
That is true. That is true.
And I cannot have a lot of problems that a new truck will have, because I tell you what, that 5.9 Cummins out there, without all the bells and whistles and all that stuff, I would, you've heard it many times. I would jump in that thing and I would drive it to California. Well, I wouldn't drive mine to California because I would never go to California.
There you go.
But I can drive it circles in the center of the country.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and I'll tell you that I really don't want a truck that's built after, what is it? Was it 2016 or 2018 when they're all required DEF in the for the diesels?
2010.
Was it 2010? All of them?
2010 was DEF.
Because I had a 2016 and didn't require DEF. I had a Dodge Cummins.
2010 was when DEF. Let me back up. 2010 was when the first DEF Dodge diesel came out.
Okay.
And then they probably went a stretch, and then they decided they could go back to the diesel particulate filter or something like that for a period of time, because that diesel particulate filter is a mess. That thing, I don't know what's worse, DEF or the diesel particulate filter, because whenever I deleted my 2009, which it had a DPF on it, when I deleted it, it was 93% blocked.
Wow.
And I took it in for something else, and the guy, he ran it, and he said, your DPF is 93% blocked. He said, we can take care of that. And I said, how much? And he told me, and I said, do it. And I love that. Now I've got another issue, and it's new truck issues. The new issue that I got is the electric transfer case stuff. where you're shifting in and out of 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
My truck, my 2009, locked into 4-low on its own and won't come out. It's actually at the shop now. If it was my 2004 with the shifter floor, the transfer case shifter in the floor, never would have had that problem. So now I'm thinking about what can I do to convert this thing to a shifter in the floor transfer case to alleviate that problem that may come up. That's a new truck problem right there. And it happens to all of them. It happens to Fords, Chevys, and Dodges.
Yep.
Well, I'm about to say something, and I'm thinking your truck wisdom is spot on. By buying a used truck,
Be back.
and foregoing the monthly mortgage payment on a new truck, and what the time and the money you'd actually spend fixing if something broke is night and day. So you're absolutely correct. Okay. Because if you go out, okay, let's say a normal person goes out and buys if they're lucky, can find a brand new $54,000 Dodge 3500. Okay.
Yeah.
Diesel. Because that's what I bought mine in 2016 was for $54,000. That's like heard of nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you took that and then your truck payment is $1,100 a month, let's say between 11 and $1,200 a month. For a lot of people, that's more than their mortgage payment.
Yep.
Okay. For a lot of people. Okay. So now you got your house mortgage, you got your car mortgage. Don't call it a loan. It's a mortgage. Trust me. And you're looking at that and you're going, man, I'm paying this every single month when I could have gone out and bought a truck for 25 to 30,000
or 10
or 10 if you're lucky to find that, or 10. It's like I seen up in Tulsa on the lot up there, they had a 450 Ford. They had a 450 a Ford F450 dually, and it was a 2013, and it only had 84,000 miles on it. Okay. And I'm pretty sure it probably rides like a mule, with that suspension, because it's like, what is that, a 1.5 ton truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you're going to find, if you hit a pothole, you're going to feel that pothole. No matter how good that suspension is, you'll feel it because it's so rigid. And that one was, they were selling that one for $16,000. So you can find them.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to drive and look outside. Your little McAllister has one Ford dealer. You got to go past that because they're pretty much, they've circled that market right here, and people pay because everybody knows each other. I don't know, the guy over there, Mr. Wappler, Sam Wappler. But, you just got to do your searching and buy it right. And if somebody's not willing for you to take it to a shop and let them check it out, then don't buy it.
Yeah. Research your vehicles. Look at the common problems with that vehicle. Like, study it. Like if you want to buy a truck or something like that to haul something, then go online and look up common problems with this engine, this transmission, this vehicle right here. And then there are a lot of things that you can do to actually alleviate a lot of the problems that you will have, because you can actually fix some of these issues. I'll tell you, one of them is the grid heater on these 2007.5 to current Dodge Cummins 6.7 trucks. They have an actual nut in the grid heater on the bottom side that eventually can corrode and come off, fall, go to the number 6 cylinder and take out number 6 cylinder on your truck. And there are fixes for it, and they're not that expensive. I think for like $300 and about an hour and a half of your own time, if you've got any kind of hand tool experience, you can fix that yourself at home and never worry about it again. So bulletproofing them, you're just doing the things that the dealership should have done, or the manufacturer should have done. I say, not dealership, manufacturer. But but like I said, we have 0 car payments, none. We don't pay a payment on a car, and we probably got 15 cars. We don't have a car payment.
15 cars and 2 drivers.
15 cars and 2 drivers. Well, just like Jesse and Lisa, we were able to loan them a car,
Oh, is that the rental car dealership that they got?
We're the rental car dealership. Right. Yeah, that little gray Honda, every time you see them down here, that's provided by the Gillum Farms
Gillum Motors
rentals or whatever. So but Christy Betts, I see I just need one running car truck. I agree with that. I agree with that. The fact is, though, that I can fix a lot of stuff. And if I can't fix it, I have enough really good friends and good contacts where I know where I can get it fixed really inexpensively. And I can have my vehicle back in just a few days.
Yeah. And I'll tell you that, and my thing was, and I've always believed that if you have a farm, if you have land, if you even have a house, you either have to have a truck or you have to have a car that can pull a trailer, because you've got to go to the lumber yard. You're going to have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever you buy your appliances and repair stuff, and it's going to happen. And you can only borrow from your friends so many times, So I truly believe that. We have 2 Jeeps, and I'm going to tell you something. My Jeep has 88,000 miles on it, and it's got a 5.7 Hemi in it. And I have not had any mechanical issues with that Jeep since we bought it in 2019. And we're putting a steady between 15 and 20,000 miles a year on that thing. It's got a 7,000-pound bumper hitch that came with the truck. It's an Overlander. It's got air ride suspension. So if that trailer gets heavy, it just pumps it back up so the car's level. I paid a pretty penny for it. I got that. But we didn't need a truck over in Korea. We needed a vehicle. So I bought it from the Army PX, the store over there, tax-free. They shipped it back to the States for me. And it's done everything we wanted to do, but I'm ready to buy a truck, and it's all paid off and everything like that. So we'll probably sell the Jeep, and we'll probably either sell it, trade it in, do something. And if they don't give me what I want for it, then I guess we're not selling it. We'll have 3 cars and 2 drivers. So,
yeah.
Just don't get suckered in, because their job at a dealership is to get that vehicle as rock bottom as humanly possible. Hey, and it's okay to walk out of the car dealership, and I'll tell you why. We were looking for Terrie. I said, I want a vehicle. I don't want it over $25,000. I don't want it more than 30,000 miles on it. And this is my criteria. So they were showing me shit. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry. Stuff that wasn't even in the freaking paragraph in which I read to them. And I said, no, guy, you're not listening to me. This, and I don't want to pay more than this per month for that vehicle, bottom line. So sometimes it's like they're not even listening to you. Hey, we need to push this crap. Let's get rid of it. I said, no. I said, you know what? And they came up with the numbers. And I said, does that look like what I told you? Well, we can't do that. I said, okay, have a good day. And I got up and I walked out. And they were at the finance thing. They were doing everything was almost done. And I just walked out. Well, the dang owner of the place came running out there. Hey, what's going on? Is something on? I said, listen, you need to teach these guys in there. When a customer says, this is my criteria, learn it, live it, know it, because I'm not going to put up with this crap. And he's going, oh, man, we can work something out. I said, really? You think so? I said, so they had to drop the price of the vehicle to get me where I wanted. And they weren't willing to do that until the owner came out there and says, and the car that came in had only been in there for like how many hours? That same day they traded that vehicle in. Okay.
Yeah.
And it had less than 30,000 miles on it. And they haven't even washed it.
Yeah.
And they were trying to do all this thing and trying to make as much money. And I get it. The guy selling a car, he gets commission off the price he sells them. But I'm not playing that garbage. And I walked out. And you can too, guys. You can too. They will come and make the deal if they're going to lose you.
Yeah. And
Carol,
you know, Mike, you and Christine have to be related, because I'm telling you, she will go into that dealership, and the first time they'll say, I've got to go back here and check with my so-and-so to see if we can get you anywhere near that deal, which they never can. She goes, I'll tell you what, I'm going with you. And she will, because you know what they do. They go right back to the break room and say, well, I got a live one out here. I'm going to, sit here a little bit and, have a drink of, my pop here and stuff, and give them time to stew about it. And then I'm going to head back out there and say, well, we can't do that, but what we can do? We can give you an oil change for 6 months with it. Or something, you know what I mean? So what she does is she walks, she goes, I don't want to talk to any of you guys. Whoever makes the main decision on this, that's who I'm going to talk to right now.
Yeah. And what's wrong with that, right?
Right.
I mean, all they're trying to do is put lipstick on a pig.
Right.
Okay, we can give you this, we can give you that. And, Terry got hers and they go, and we'll throw in a whole year's worth of oil changes and tire rotations and all. I said, fine, don't put it in the price though, because that's what they do. They're going to add all that into the frickin' price. So they're going to make their money.
Right.
So it's just, guys, you gotta stand by your guns. Don't let people give you a bunch of crap, and do like Christine. Okay, I'm coming with you. Hook arms with the guy, go back there and find out who makes the decisions at the car dealership. Because I'm going to tell you something. I got friends that were they go back there and, hey, let me finish this coffee and then we'll go back out there. And they probably haven't talked to anybody. All right. Car dealers, the salesmen make commission. That's where they make their living. And I get it. The more they can sell the car for, the more the commission is.
Right. Exactly.
Ain't gonna do it.
But anyway, that's just kind of, I mean, there's different schools of thought on vehicles and stuff like that. And I'm and I just have locked into my old school of thought, because I'm like, and that came back from way back whenever we found out, boy, I can fix a lot of truck for $1,100 a month.
Sure. Yeah.
Angie said, well, if our diesel ever blows up, we're going to get another one. I said, no, we're not. We're going to go ahead and spend 15 grand. We're putting another one on and we're going to keep on going. I don't want a $100,000 car payment. No way.
And I'm sorry to all the people that came in here thinking that we were continuing to talk about Tenkiller.
Yeah.
That was in the first hour. Okay. We're in the cars and car dealerships.
Probably lost Jennifer.
Yep, I see that just now too.
See, the thumbnail was the plan, but it wasn't a set plan.
Oh,
Okay.
we can go back to talking about Tenkiller.
We need to, because it was a great place. Hey, I met two couples that were just commenters, and they never been to one. And they said that they love the community, and they said that one of them said that they are going to go to Eufaula. They're going to head that way. And this is how all this works. Everybody's invited, and you can have a good time.
Yes.
You know, when you go to a meetup, and Johnny can attest to this, you don't realize how big and how far-reaching the homesteading, ranching, gardening, and outdoor community is. It's huge. Okay. This is not, I mean, we can all attest to this. We probably work on it, you know, and Johnny's one of the channels on his outdoors. What's it called? Your other channel?
Yeah, I have an outdoors and more. It's a little bitty channel, but yeah, I got one.
Where he does his racing, his hunting, and stuff like that. So it's on there. But this community is huge. Mm-hmm. And getting to know the people in it at a meetup can only improve your relationships and your channel growth.
Right.
And I'll put that out there. Because so many people are willing to help you out.
Whenever, can I tell my little Mid-America story real quick?
Sure.
All right. Mike and Terry put on Mid-America YouTube Meetup in 2000, and I believe it was 22. 20, was it 23? 2023. 23. We didn't know anybody in this community. We didn't know anybody in this chat. We didn't know the Crockers. We didn't know, you know, all the people that everybody thinks that everybody should know and stuff like that. We had 450 something subscribers. I had been doing YouTube for, you know, full time for over a year at that point, and had plenty of watch hours. I know a lot of folks talk about watch hours. We always had watch hours. Watch hours came like in the first 3 or 4 videos, I think, for me. But the subscribers didn't come to get to whatever the 1,000 and stuff like that. Well, after we went to Mid-America, the boost from Mid-America was about 200, a little over 200 subscribers when it was all said and done from Mid-America. So we were right about 700 subscribers after all the smoke cleared from that. Then as we put out videos, since we had more people watching and stuff like that, we were able to get to 1,000. And after 1,000, we hung there for a while and moved. But the community and us, Christine, watching one video from a lady called Cosmopolitan Cornbread.
Yep.
She put on the very back of that video. It was like in the last, you know, where people click off of a video at the end of it, you know, but whenever they're getting ready to say in their last little bit. Well, Christine hung on for an extra 20 seconds or something like that. And she said that she was going to Tenkiller. And Christine, wait, what? So she listened. She said she wanted to go to Tenkiller for our anniversary and her birthday, which was right around that time. And she asked me if we could go. And I said, yeah, sure. We'll go down there. We walked in there like with deer in the headlights. Look, we were all these people. There were so many people there. And we walked in there and we're like, oh, wow. You know, and people came up to us and talked to us, and just were talking, and people came up and were videoing us, and doing their interviews, because they do a lot of these interviews at meetups and stuff. So they were interviewing. And then Mike and Terrie, I think it was like almost the first live that they had afterwards. I didn't realize it. We just happened to be going through the people we'd met, and you guys were doing us a shout out on your channel. And but that's where it all started for us. And I think we're deeply ingrained in the community now, as well as Tony and everybody. But I'm just saying it's a great place to network. I mean, you can network with people and get new ideas and learn so much. So it's a great place to be. And that's our story. So if you ever had any reservation about going to a meetup because you're afraid that you won't fit in, or that you're afraid that they won't want me there because I'm not a channel, or it's not about being a channel. It's about being channels, subscribers, just people who watch YouTube, even if you don't subscribe and you just like to watch YouTube and stuff like that, and you just like meeting new people and making new friends. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So
now I want to challenge everybody out there that has a channel. Okay. I'm going to challenge you. You have a post tab on your channel. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to give you the honest thing, Big Mike style. I met Bayou Back 40, and I'm going to tell you, they are what a down to earth homesteading, gardening, living their life channel. And I'm going to challenge everybody to go to their channel. Okay. Bayou Back 40. Hit the share go on their description, get that first little bit. If there's something on it on the description, or invite everybody that's on your list of viewers and subscribers, introduce them to Bayou Back 40.
Yeah.
Okay. They started off at the meetup with 56 subscribers. Last time I checked, it's like 80 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if we have a moderator in here that can check their subs right now. But I want to challenge everybody to share a video on your channel post for that channel, and let's get these guys rocking and rolling. Because I watched right now. I watched 4 videos. I think they got 16 videos or something like that. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to learn something. You're going to love something, and you're going to like this couple in their channel. So I challenge you to do that today. And I would like to go back over there and see. We got 41 people in here. They got 81 now. To get them at least 20 subscribers today, and get them over that hump. Because everybody remembers that first 100. How am I going to get to 100 when you start? And then how am I going to get to my next goal, 1,000? That was scary. So let's help this channel out. You're going to love them. I love them. Terrie loves them. Everybody that met them at the meetup absolutely loves them. And I challenge you, please help this channel out. Let's get them rocking and rolling. They're going to be the featured channel of the day on Wednesday on MT Homestead Live. So we're going to do a shout out for them on there also. So I thank everybody if you do this, and it just helps the community grow.
You got to remember, watch their videos, because if you subscribe, you have to watch and comment, thumbs up, is if you subscribe, YouTube will drop it after a certain time. So you got to watch them and comment.
Make sure you watch the video, comment on the video, share that video out, and guys, this is what the community is all about, and that's what Terry and we love doing, because we had people help us, and the word pass it along, or move it forward, pass it forward, means a lot to us. So we'd appreciate any help we can do to help these channels grow.
And Buy You Back 40, you got a really helpful hint right there. You're going to be the featured channel. If we didn't get that, we were the featured channel, but we didn't know we were the featured channel.
Yeah.
I just happened to be going through there.
Yeah. And again, if you're a newer channel or younger channel, make sure you have an email in your about page, and make sure it's not your personal one. Go and make you a Gmail account just for your channel, like Value Back 40, 8, whatever Arkansas is, whether it's AR, AK, AR, or whatever you're going to do at gmail.com to direct all your emails. Why do I say that? I say that because your personal email will get flooded, because if you have a channel email, when you get bigger and you get monetized and companies see you, you want all that in one location, okay? Plus all the spam, you're eliminating all the spam from your personal email, and let it all go into one email account. The same thing with your mailing address. There are some crazies out there, okay, in the world. And if you put your home address as your mailing address, and somebody, I don't know who it would be, wants to go find you, you just led, okay, the mountain lion to the kill. So that's why a lot of people have a PO box, and I know it costs money, but it's a lot better than having crazies knock at your door, having your mailing address. So that's just a warning. That's what I tell a lot of channels that start out. Don't have it come to your house, and that'll save you a lot of heartache, especially if you have children and stuff like that. You don't want people at your house. So that's just a warning order for that one.
Several of us have dropped links for Buy You Back 40.
Yeah.
And I also dropped a link for Figuring It Out for Catfish.
Okay, Figuring It Out Catfish also, yeah. We're gonna have them on the next week.
Yeah, Figuring It Out with Catfish.
Figuring It Out with Catfish. And there's the very quiet Rhonda Dotson.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
As Jennifer's got out of her hammock now that we're not talking about cars no more, trucks.
How about tractors? Can we talk about tractors, Jennifer?
We can talk about tractors. Oh, and remember, Johnny and I had the conversation about box blades and pallet forks.
We did.
Yeah. And I texted you this morning, so now you have my phone number.
Okay, great. Yeah, I saw a text.
When Johnny was giving somebody else's phone number, I was like, going, and then I hit the ring button, and I go, oh, I can hear it ringing in his pocket. I said, okay, I got it. I didn't want it to be like a bad date where they give you your phone number and it's to some Chinese laundry service.
Well, I had someone that accidentally friend requested me on Facebook. Accidentally.
I was part of that conversation.
Part of the Leonard crew, I think.
Yeah. How do you accidentally do all this stuff? And I requested your friend. Yeah.
Now
let me tell you something. If you're a beautiful woman, okay, make sure you're friends with my wife Terry on Facebook, Because I go down everybody's
Let's
list.
rephrase that, Mike. Let's say
If you're a good-looking woman,
make
I
sure
think, yeah, and make sure you're not looking for a sugar daddy because I got no sugar. Terry has it all. Okay.
Oh man,
Yeah, I am not allowed to be a sugar daddy.
not allowed.
Terry frowns on that.
Yeah, Rhonda said I've always been quiet and shy, Mike.
Yep.
So they were pretty quiet. But how did you like? Did you see that knife he made? That
right?
That
That little pig sticker.
yeah, that was won by Rachel at Back to Good.
Yes.
Back to Good was there. Rachel was there, and she won that. You know, there were a few things that I really liked that was in that giveaway, and the knife was one of them.
Yeah.
The really nice, the marble board, the really nice charcuterie board with the logo on it that was just slick as glass. The
oh man, with Tenkiller on it.
yes.
Yeah.
The let's see what else. There was something else. I know that knife was one of them, but I was like, man, that would be nice to win. Oh, and I did win those coasters that have the Tenkiller YouTube Meetup logo on them that Jesse and Lisa did, and those are awesome.
Yeah.
And Christine, she won something, but she said, throw it back in. But whenever I got those coasters, I was like, nope, keeping those. I like those.
Put those in the travel trailer.
Yeah. The travel trailer will never have anybody in. We'll bring them out and sell them.
My YouTube gift storage area, the travel trailer. All right, let's see.
25 gold hat hooks coming to Mike.
Yeah. Is that Gary?
Yeah, Gary.
Yep. Yeah. They got hat hooks coming. I don't know if he was trying to figure out how he's going to ship some honey that he's doing down there. But those hat hooks, we'll be giving those away in Gary's name.
Yeah, Jesse and Lisa won that really awesome marble board.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see her when Jesse was going? Oh yeah, and she goes, "No, you're not." And I seen her walking away with that big old. What is it called? Risk? What is it? The marble game?
Oh, the Chinese checkers.
Is it Chinese checkers? I don't know. They have a name for it. It's a.
I don't know. It came with marbles and everything.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Had the Tenkiller logo in the middle of it.
No, sorry.
It is like sorry.
Yeah, it's a sorry board. Yeah.
It was nice.
Checkers.
It was nice. And there was going to be
in China, they just call it checkers.
So you're going to have one to give away at Mid America as well.
Right.
What's that?
That board.
Boards.
Oh, okay.
He just put it in the bottom of the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's another thing that I absolutely like that you guys do. And in Pinecone Fest, Julie and Randy do that also, is people that attend get recognized. And I absolutely love these. Okay. And I'm going to drill a small hole at the top so we can hang these on our Christmas tree.
Right.
We have all kinds of stuff on there. And I've got the 2024 one here that we got from you guys. And I got the 2025. And we're going to be collecting these. And Jesse makes these, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So absolutely, those are awesome.
We just thought it would be something neat for people to have a little memento to take home from there, just maybe for that purpose. You can put a little magnet on it, stick it on your refrigerator. You can hang it from a tree. You can, and it's really cool. Now, next year, I think we've already decided on a date for next year.
Okay.
For the Tenkiller Meetup. The Tenkiller Meetup next year is going to be 1 week earlier than it was this year. It's not going to be the 25th, that 25th, 26th, 27th time. We're backing it up. And that's going to put us a full month from the Mid-America meetup.
Yeah.
So, and we're still going to have it okay, let me rephrase that. I'm going to look at one other spot on Tenkiller Lake, but I'm pretty sure that it's still going to be in the same location. And we are looking forward to doing that again. I talked to, the committee members that were available at the time and we decided, let's back it up 1 week, because people can, if they want to make a vacation of it, they can.
Yeah.
They can stay all week and go to the Red Fern Festival, because a lot of people didn't have time to go to the Red Fern Festival because they were afraid they were going to miss somebody. We haven't gone to the Red Fern Festival in the last 2 years.
Right. So it's the 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Whatever that is in
17th to the 19th of 2026.
2026, right.
Yep. That's
Hey, JB.
Is she there?
JB Conway's here.
Yeah.
Hey.
And we got to go over there, and we visited with JB and Carrie at Oak, over there running that business over there in Park Hill, and got to sit down there for about a half hour to an hour and get to visit with her. And I'm so glad she's looking a lot better, JB is, and getting around and stuff. So it was always a blessing to see her. She was one of the founders of the first Mid-America, Tenkiller Mid-America. And a lot of people don't understand the whole Tenkiller Mid-America relationship. The first meetup was in 2023 that we had the Mid-America on Lake Tenkiller at Cherokee Landing State Park. And Mid-America was always originally supposed to be a traveling meetup. Okay. It was supposed to be a traveling meetup. The following year in 2024, Mid-America was quote unquote, Mid-America was supposed to go to Blue Mountain Lake. And then the local YouTubers at that end would put on the meetup, which they did a phenomenal job, had a great time there. They changed it to fit them, and that's fine too. And now in 2025, Mid-America is coming back to Oklahoma, and we're going to be at Lake Eufaula State Park at the Deep Fork Campground on the state park. And then next year, if you come to the Mid-America, you'll find out where next year's meetup is. And some people know because I accidentally spilled the beans at Tenkiller. But we're going to put an announcement out then. We're also going to be working with Mickey on the logo for the 2026 one. And we'll reveal the t-shirt and stuff like that at Mid-America. So going to be working with Mickey on that so everybody can see what next year's is going to look like. So, hey, and also we put on our merch store, the Mid-America coffee cups are now on there. We ordered one to make sure everything, you don't want to put something up and all of a sudden your logos are all mixed up or something like that. So those are on the merch store. And you can buy those. You can buy t-shirts for Mid-America on the merch store. And we're going to be having in the month of May, I think we'll have 2 lives or 3 lives. I'm not sure. And we'll be giving away some t-shirts for the Mid-America on our lives. So stay tuned to that. You can win a free t-shirt. remember, if you order a t-shirt, it's going to take about 7 to 10 days for them to deliver the t-shirt to you. Sometimes it's sooner, sometimes it's later, but give it at least 10 days. So don't order it the week that you're going, because it ain't going to come in. It won't come in. Ain't going to do it. All right. So, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Today's was Tenkiller Meetup. Had a phenomenal time. Great people, great company, great socialization. Evelyn Newman came all the way from New Mexico.
Yeah, it's always great to see her.
Yes,
Janae
it
came
is.
from Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, from Florida.
Yep.
So anyway, guys, I'm sorry I didn't get through everybody's comments on the chat, because you know me, I'm bad about it, and we just gab and gab and gab here in the morning. And Terrie's usually in charge of. Look at this. I'm just scrolling down this thing, and I'm still not at the bottoms. I must have been like an hour and a half behind. And guess what? There's Paul.
Yep. Paul's here.
He said, "Sorry, I'm late. Hey, I hadn't even got to you yet." And then Dana Mason came in.
Yep.
And I didn't even know they were there. Pure Okies in here. But guys, I want to thank everybody that came in. Remember, Mondays and Friday, Morning Talk with Mike. And I wanted to show this. Jesse surprised me at the meetup, at the Tenkiller Meetup, and he made me a Morning Talk with Mike coffee cup.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So now I have my own official Morning Talk with Mike coffee cup, tumbler that I can have coffee in every morning that we do the live. So Monday and Friday, 8:30 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, you get to sleep until 9 p.m. Oh, a.m. I do 2 lives in the p.m. too. So hey, whatever. That's why I got Terrie here. And Terrie's up and out of bed now. Hey, everybody's saying, hope you get better. She's still got a bad cough and congestion and all that stuff going on. She's a petri dish. So, yeah. And we're going to go pick up our dogs. We're going to have something to eat. And guys, I hope you have a great day. Remember, be kind to one another. Help somebody in need. And always, always think of that. Guys, we love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Yep.